Kpopcast. In this episode, it's a special Valentine's Day epic battle for which K-pop song, titled Love, is the best. But really, we just talk about like SES and Brown Eyed Girls and Mix, and it was great. It was a great time.
On this episode, we also ask questions like, what is the future of SM Entertainment in 2024? We talk about LALISA and her La awesomeness. We explain why Young Posse is the future of K-pop. And we also offer a bunch of K-pop opinions to make you unsubscribe.
But for this episode, we are joined by Jason. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Hi, again, my name is Jason. It's an honor to be here. And I worked in Korea in the K-pop industry for 11 years. So hopefully we can have some awesome takes on the show.
But before we get into those takes and topics, guys, don't forget to join the Kpopcast listener fam on Slack. Link in the episode description.
And now for K-pop songs with love in the title. I'm DJ Peter Lowe.
I'm Jason.
And I'm your PD Michaela. And hit replays are K-pop songs we recommend to you guys to check out. So Jason, you are a special guest for this episode, so you're going to kick us off. What is your hit replay?
I'm so honored. So let's go with back to the 90s with SES's Love. The slow pop song about a girl reminiscing about falling in love, how she changed from it, and how she'll always be this person's girl. And what I find really interesting about Love, the MV, of course, is that it was one of the most expensive back then in 1999.
Oh, it looked like it.
Yeah, right? It was shot in New York. I think they shot it like on a rooftop, and it costed around $1 million USD, which, you know, in today's standards in 2024, it's like, okay. But back then, it was a huge sum for K-pop MVs. And some of the wiki facts or just cool facts about SES, as you guys know, they are a 3-member group, female group from SM Entertainment. They debuted in 1997. They consist of 3 members, C, or Bada, Eugene, and Shu. They're known as SM's first female idol group in first gen and a sister group of male group HOT. And from 1997 until their first disbandment in 2022, they were highly successful. They won so many awards. But the one award that they never won was the Day Song. They got close in 1999.
Wow.
Yeah, do you guys know which group they lost to? Which female group?
Oh gosh, that year. Oh no, I can't think. Who is it?
It's Finkel.
Finkel?
Yeah,
I was going to be like the Lee Hyori group. I was like, Lee Hyori and her backup dancers.
Oh no.
So if you talk to SES fans, you know, which are a lot older to these days, right, about that, like, we were robbed back in 1999. That was like SES's Super Bowl, right? And yeah, you know, it is what it is. And the Love album sold 760,475 copies in just 3 days, I believe, which is a huge milestone back in 1999. And all the Koreans know about this.
Wait. Like, help me like contextualize that number there. Like, do you know, for example, like how many copies we're selling today, nowadays? What were albums usually selling for back then?
So, according to this Korean, Nambu Wiki, right, which is the Wikipedia for Korea, the average is about 500,000 in 3 days.
That's a lot of albums.
Yeah, so if you were to take like a 2020 group or a 4th gen group, it's about 500,000, right, for 3 days. Like, think about like New Jeans, Blackpink, et cetera, IVE, right? So SES was so popular that they sold 760K in just 3 days. And that record wasn't broken until 21 years later when Blackpink broke that with the album with 1.2 million in 2020.
Wow.
Yeah. And the group came back 14 years later in 2016 with the album Remember, but then they would go back into retirement a year later in 2017. SES was, interestingly enough, one of the first female groups to set the trend of vocals, visuals, and the hair dye trends. And a cool fun fact is that I met them back in 2012 at their 15th anniversary by winning
no
a
way.
contest with my team. It's
Oh,
so
cool.
back in Korea. It was really interesting.
But what was this contest that you won?
Okay, so here's how the contest worked, right? So at the 15th anniversary, they had this. Hey guys, we're gonna SES is gonna meet at this banquet hall in Seoul. So just come out. Yeah, tickets are like $20. It was really cheap. So we bought in, and then there was only 3 girls, but over 100 fans.
Right.
So the grand prize was there's going to be 3 winners, and you get to pick the member who sits at your table for the rest of the night. Okay, but the contest was basically you have to get all the questions right, and the questions were basically either true or false or like multiple choice of 3. So it wasn't too complex, but you probably had to get all of them right. Okay, so our team was the international team. So I was from the U.S. We had a Kyopo or a Korean American with us. And then we had someone from Taiwan, Thailand, Singapore. So we're totally like the United Nations, right? And everyone else was either from Japan or Korea. Okay. So
makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, Team International, we got to win. We got to get all the questions right. Okay. So I wasn't sure if we were going to get that. So, the first 3 questions, I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. It was like SES, they debuted in 1998. I'm like, no, it's 1997, right? And then the 4th and 5th questions, like, oh no, help me guys. And then they got it. And then when we had the 8th question, I was like, okay, the final question, we went 8-0. Okay. So they're like, okay, international table, pick your member. I was like, Bada, C. So C sat next to us. And then there was these like, ajushis, like Japanese ajushis. They're like, we want Shu. Because like, she grew up in Japan, I think, and she speaks fluent Japanese. So Shu was like, all right. So we hung out with Bada for the rest of the night. It was pretty cool.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and she had some, I shouldn't say this, but yeah, she talked about her experiences about like SM and stuff. It was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Really interesting.
I'm like going so off topic here, but like what experience?
Did she?
So this was back in 2012, right? So she was just like, yeah, okay, I'm trying to say this without, because she's so cool, and I'm assuming she's like, hey, don't tell this to anyone, right?
Okay,
but
okay.
She basically said,
don't betray that.
Yeah. She just basically said, yeah, it's the industry is very hard.
Yeah.
And I could tell you a funny story though. So we were asking like, hey guys, are you guys gonna come back? And they were very mum at the time. Like, I don't know. And then we're like, hey, can you sing the song Love? And no one knew the lyrics, right? Like they were humming it. Like Bada was like, baby brand new. And we had to carry them as fans, right?
Wow.
But unlike Bada, Shu and Eugene, we can't sing. At least I can't sing, right? So I sounded like a dying whale singing it, but hey. And I was like, hey, Bada, we got your back,
Right.
And she was looking it up on her phone, like, what's the lyrics? I'm like, I got you. Dude, Bada's awesome, man. She was, some of the funny stories, like, so it was like a buffet. And the thing I remember was like, hey, Jason, do you like steak? And I'm like, yeah, steak is pretty good. She's like, I love steak. And I was like, awesome, Bada. Awesome. And she was smiling. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh.
I love that.
No, Bada's my favorite singer out of the group, just because of that.
Like, I love how in your section you chose the part that actually like highlights her high notes in the song.
Oh yeah,
like the template for XM vocals and high notes in songs, because Yoo Young Jin is also featured in this song.
She did your research for sure. Yeah. So that was me meeting Bada. Really cool experience. And reasons why Love is a hit replay, right? So it's a banger. It's one of SES's most iconic songs among fans and first gen stans. And like you just said, Michaela, it showcases the girls' voices, especially Bada's, right? It showed that the girls can sing a wide variety of genres and hit high notes. The song was remastered in 2022, and it's highly regarded in K-pop circles. Ives Wonyoung covered the song back in December 2022.
I like how the music video, it's got that like, what is it, like contrast set where it's like ridiculously high that you can't even see their noses because their face is like completely washed out from being like so white and bright. Like,
right,
that was
even in the remastered version.
Yeah, but see, that was deliberate, Michaela. Like they were going for that on purpose. Yeah. No, it takes me back. It's a jam. It's a bop.
But Peter, what is your hit replay?
Oh, yeah, sure. By the way, hey, we forgot to explain what we're doing here.
Oh, right.
This is a battle of love. So in the interest of being Valentine's themed for this episode, we went through, we picked hit replays that each had the word love. We discussed maybe we can have Sarang in there, but we decided to just go with love. So the SES Love was a really good pick. My pick is L.O.V.E. No dot after the E. You know, there's periods everywhere else, but not after the E. I don't know. Like I want to say like K-pop songs for the longest time until like 2021 were like putting dots in acronyms, but not putting a dot at the end of the letter. Anyway, that aside, it's L.O.V.E. by Brown Eyed Girls before their Abracadabra era. All right, so if you didn't already know, Brown Eyed Girls, they're a 4-member group. Jason, man, help me out with the pronunciations of these member names.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about the title, the song title.
Oh no, well, you could probably help me with that too. But it's what, Gia?
Yeah.
Gia, Miro.
Yeah, Miro.
Miro, Narsha.
Yeah.
And then Gain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
good job.
It's so funny when you said Gain. I've seen fans that said Gain.
Right.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, Gain.
No, you did perfect. You don't need my help. That was cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm like the least good like Korean speaker on this show.
Gold star for that one, Peter.
Okay, thanks. So anyway, this is the song that put them on the map. And it was also the end of an era for Brown Eyed Girls because with this song, they were going for like more of the cutesy, like girl next door sort of concept before they went into like a 180 concept direction with Abracadabra. And I think it's fair to say they were like kind of sex symbols for that song Abracadabra. Gain especially. But for me, this song LOVE is a hit replay because like back in 2008, like that was my golden era of K-pop when I got into the genre. It's got this like house beat, like, you know, like dashi dance, if you're familiar with like that Japanese electro house producer or Todd Edwards. It's got that soft percussion going throughout, giving it more of that smooth house feel. And then the acoustics are just really soft and fun. And it made for some incredibly good girl group mashups at that time. Like every like 2008 girl group single at that time, like mashed up with this song. It just went with everything else that was coming out around that time. And the chorus is catchy. Gia, her raps, I love her rapping style. I think it comes out through really strongly. It really contrasts the softer harmony in the instrumental of the song. And I love her ad-libs as well. So that's my hit replay. By the way, I'll say that we've come absolutely full circle. Just a few weeks ago, Groovery Room, everywhere, said that he didn't say, he produced a song featuring, what's her face of Le Seraphim? Oh gosh, guys, help me pronounce this.
Yoonjin?
Yoonjin, there we go.
Yeah, Yoonjin.
Okay. So anyway, Yes or No by Groovy Room is this same song.
Basically.
He just sampled this song. So it was just really fortuitous timing that, like, you know, how many years later? Almost 2 decades later.
Right.
Like we've got this beat again, except it's pitched up a couple semitones. Then it's got a UK garage like beat instead of the smoother 1-2-1-2 dashi dance house beat. But Still really good. The original is better.
Yeah, I will admit, though, I hadn't heard the original first. My introduction to the song was Weekly's redo of it for the Kim Mina project, where Kim Mina, being the lyricist of the song, was like going through some of her big hits and like reproducing them with new artists. So for me, I prefer the Weekly version, but that's only because I heard it first. I didn't know it was originally a Brown Eyed Girls song.
Wait. Oh my gosh, you're blowing my mind. I didn't even know Weekly did this song.
Yeah, this was last year.
Yeah, pretty recent.
Oh, so they just covered it.
Yeah, it was just a cover, not like Groovy Rooms, like completely like redo.
Oh, this is a Aegyo version of Brown Eyed Girls. Not that Brown Eyed Girls back then wasn't Aegyo, but like this is even more softer Aegyo. No one can touch Jio's raps like in her vocal style. I mean, she really nailed it.
I do have to agree with that. I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
It just the sweet, nothing on Weekly, but it feels soft in that way from the raps. But okay, well that's my hit replay. Okay, if no one has anything else to say, Michaela, what's your love?
Yeah,
what was your song of love? Your K-pop song of love. Yeah.
Yeah, so wrapping up our love battle for this week's Valentine's Day episode, you know, we went from like the first gen to like second-ish first gen, right, with our first 3 girl groups. But I'm going to wrap it up with my Roman Empire group from the 3rd gen. My pick is Mix, 사랑은 갑자기, or Love is a Sudden. You mentioned last episode that Jam Jam by IU is like your Roman Empire in K-pop, or at least that's what we dubbed it.
Yeah, I'm never gonna let that go. Yeah,
this for me is probably like the closest to what I would consider a Roman Empire for me.
Wait, in what way?
In K-pop, in the sense of like something that I think about regularly. It comes up at least probably every few months or so. I just want to listen to it and think about this group, and then also kind of like the state of K-pop that came at the time that it came out, which was like 2017. So because they are, you know, a one and done almost group, I'll give a few facts. So MIXX, or Mix, they debuted in May of 2016. And of course, Mix is an acronym for Motivation, Impression, and XX Chromosomes, because they're a girl group.
Well, you know, that's what I think of when I hear Mix, right? I always think of an acronym.
Mm-hmm. So they had a few member changes, but the official lineup was a group of 5. We had Hana, Ari, and Leah making up the China line of the group, and then Hee-yu and Mia, the 2 Korean members of the group, and then the 2 other girls came in and out along the way. But yeah, so they debuted in 2016 and disbanded in 2017. And this was allegedly due to the group actually being managed by 2 companies. So their main company was Chico Entertainment. That was their Korean company. And then Chico Bros was basically the Chinese investors that were kind of backing them. They had pulled out their investments of the group and kind of stole the Chinese members in 2017. And this is allegedly kind of reportedly due to the fact that there was, you know, some geopolitical issues at the time between South Korea and China, mostly due to the THAAD system being deployed, that being like the Terminal High Altitude Air Defense Missile System at the Osan Air Base. And so at that time, China had unofficially, but basically very effectively banned K-pop in their country. And so that was that big moment in K-pop in 2017 where we saw a lot of companies pivoting away from China because there wasn't any future for them as a business in that country. So it's not officially the reason, but we can probably say like that those geopolitical issues that were going on at the time is probably why the group disbanded.
Can I add something onto that too?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. Because I actually like Mix a lot. And in 2016, when the THAAD, it's like the missile system
Yeah.
So they put it in Osan Air Base and other places in Korea. And then China was like, what are you doing? Right? Like, like remove those missiles at once, like the defense system. And Korea's like, no. So then China is like, we're going to ban all Hallyu stuff. So they started just promoting in-house, basically all Chinese celebrities and whatnot. Said, hey, don't go to Hallyu anymore. So it was a huge reason I'm talking to industry people in 2016 that they shifted from China, which was a big moneymaker, to Japan and the US.
Oh, yeah. And definitely the US, because I think of, again, 2017 as being one of the most commercially successful years for BTS internationally, especially in the US.
In 2017? Wasn't that 2017? But I mean,
yes, it started before then, but like you think of like the AMAs were that year. The Love Yourself Her album came out that year. That was the first time you could get K-pop in Target.
For some reason, like, man, BTS has been saying for so long. I wanted to say like it was more like closer to 2020, but no, you're right. It was in 2017. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back to Mix, because we're talking about them for this album, even though they have, like, again, these are the reasons why this group and like specifically this song is such a Roman Empire for me, because it takes me back to that time in K-pop, but them specifically because like this song is a replay because it's 90s R&B, like Mix walked so New Jeans could run, basically is what I'm saying, in the sense that they were one of those earlier groups bringing this sound and debuting with this sound in K-pop, where we had a lot of girls groups, especially back then, that were not doing this.
That's a bold statement. I like it though.
I know. It's just because they just have such a big spot in my heart, and it just what could have been is such a question for this group.
Right, like you mentioned too, I think they disbanded maybe a year or like maybe 11 months. I think it was like 11 months or so, 10, 11 months. That's so sad.
Yeah.
But this song is all about love, which is why it's like
being sudden, right?
Yeah, sarang comes. Yeah, so it's like that.
It's
okay. Yeah, it's a very. The actual title is 사랑은 갑자기, which, right, you said, Jason, it's like love suddenly or something like that.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
The literal translation, love is a sudden, it works, but it's awkward, right?
It's so weird. When you brought up the song, I was really happy, but then I was like, wait, how did they call it in English? I'm like, love is a sudden?
Yeah.
Because I used to, for a year, I used to translate Korean movie titles into English.
Oh gosh.
And same with K-pop titles into English, right? And it was so messy. So Mix banger, incredible banger of a song, like you said, like 90s R&B. Oof, the title itself, oh man.
Well, what would you make it if you could decide?
갑자기 사랑. Right? Just reverse it, right? I would say like all of a sudden there was love, right? Or suddenly it's love. If you want to keep it simple, right?
Yeah, because like again, the lyrics are talking about like this sudden, like, oh, I like you, and like I want to hold your hand, like I want to like have this good relationship with you, and like you've knocked me off my feet suddenly.
Yeah,
like
it's very bubbly. If you read the Korean lyrics, they use literally the word bubbly, shy.
Yeah.
God, I'm trying to translate this to English like blushing. I guess like I don't know if I can confess, but yeah, it's type of deal, right? That's what it's alluding to. It's very cute.
But yeah, again, it's super super cute, super bubbly. Like it's, I don't know. I feel like maybe because some of their might feel like a little cringy to people, especially if they don't like this kind of K-pop. But that's my K-pop love song, guys. This is my Valentine's pick for this week.
Before we have like I guess a team discussion right on this, or so I know you guys like mentioned your Roman Empire song, right? Is that like international K-pop slang, or is that just like within the group between you and Peter?
I think it's like Gen Z's slang nowadays, right?
It's
Roman Empire.
It's a meme. It's referred to. I think there was like this interviewer that was doing some kind of press event, and like one of the questions that she was asking people was like, "How often do you think of the Roman Empire?" Or it's kind of this implication of like, what's something that you think about constantly that probably nobody else thinks about?
Oh, so they tied it to Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Well, I think the interview question was supposed to be silly and non sequitur, But
Yeah.
in that becoming a thing, it's taking on its new cultural meme meaning. So, yeah.
I learned something new. I'm going to use it to the kids next time, like the Gen Z
yes, I'm
people. Like,
like-
hey, man, that's my Roman Empire song.
What up,
this guy
fam?
gets it.
I am so woke and lit. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, how about Greek? Can I say the Greek Empire? What do we got here, right? And I'm like, oh, man, wrong empire, bro. I'm like, sorry, man.
Yeah, but just talking about Love is a Sudden, as we all cringe at that title. You know what I really appreciate about this music video, aside from the music, it's got a good catchy hook. I'll also say, like, at the end of the pre-chorus where they go, wow, that's a really fun sample. I should play with that. That'd be like a really fun thing to use in
funny.
DJ sets. Like, I'm in the middle of a banger clanger and there's like that, like, 4-beat like echo or reverb before the drop. Like, I just drop in, wow, and it goes boom, 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 boom. Anyway, what I like about this music video is just like this aesthetic from 2016, 2017, where like everything was like super pastel-y. And then they took the saturation setting and then they moved it to like 9,000 on the slider scale. So it's like, it's all these pastel colors and then it's like deeply saturated where you're just like, I don't know, it's like pastel, not vomit, but like you just,
No, that's
just
a good term.
everything is just like so colorful. And it's almost like in like these abstract shapes behind the idols. And I don't know, I just wish we had more of this. Like, why did this go out of style? I thought it looked really good. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. The video, I agree with what you're saying. It's very pastel-y, very colorful. I can't put a finger like what style that is, but it reminds me of like second, early, third gen K-pop. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, like EXID did a lot of it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Who else? IOI.
IOI, yeah.
I want to feel like this is tied to like a specific production company. Like, was it because these were all Zany Bros music videos or something?
Yeah.
Oh, Zany Bro.
Red Velvet. Red Velvet did a few in this style back in that day too.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was all the same.
I have a question, Michaela. Did Johnny Bros actually do this? Did this video?
That is one thing I didn't figure out in my research.
Oh, we need
Probably. It's a very similar style to a lot of their music videos from that time.
Got it.
Okay, well that's it for Love. We were thinking
No
of,
more
like-
love.
Yeah, no more.
Love is over.
Oh,
No more love allowed.
Don't we have to pick which song is the best one, though? Isn't that?
Well, I was about to say that. Like, originally we were thinking about making this more adversarial and like making it a pitch and like a debate. Like we've done in like our rewind episodes where we're like the best song of like this year in K-pop. But I think I don't know. I think we're gonna be like Love Conquers All on this episode and just say like everyone is a winner.
Everyone's a winner.
We all win.
We all win. Yay.
Unless you the listeners want to be like, actually Peter's song was the best. And then that's
Or
allowed.
actually, Michaela's song was the best.
Oh, yeah.
Are we gonna play this game? I mean, am I the deciding vote here?
Oh, maybe. Jason.
All right, so check it out. Here it is, man. As much as I like SES's Love, if I had to go, man, but Brown Eyed Girl's so good though. I'd probably have to go with Mix's. Oh God, what's that thing called? Love Suddenly again? Oh my God, the title.
Sarang 갑자기.
Oh yeah, Love is a Sudden. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'd probably have to go with that song because it's a true '90s R&B banger where it feels like it.
Yes. Join
Like,
my Roman Empire, Jason.
Yeah, I listened to both Peter's song and your song like 10 times to prepare for this podcast. And I was like, man,
dude.
yeah,
Over-preparing.
no. I take this podcast very seriously, man. I'm all in, man. I'm all in. But basically, what I'm saying is, it was an earworm to hear "Love Is a Sudden," right? It was such an earworm. Like, oh my God, right? And then when I did listen to Peter's song too, I was like, yeah, this is the song before like the abracadabra craze, right? It's like,
Yeah.
this,
Right before
I think,
it. Yeah.
I think if you mention Brown Eyed Girls to even older fans, like second gen fans, early third gen, they'll be like abracadabra, and I'm like, yeah, but there was stuff before that. No, just abracadabra. Like, no, they have some bangers before then, right? Like, I'm like, all right, whatever, But yeah, Love is a Sudden is such an earworm. I added both your guys' songs on my Spotify after hearing this. I was like, okay,
love it.
yeah. But if I had to pick, if I had to be a betting man, I'd have to go with Love Is a Sudden. Mix's Love Is a Sudden. If I had to be a betting man.
You know what song would like transition like right after Love Is a Sudden by Mix is the Chungha Seolgi Jin Soyeon Wow thing.
Oh.
I think that I'd play it if I was like doing this in a mix, I'd put that song on right after Mix Love Is a Sudden.
Okay. But hear that mix 7 years later, and you finally get a win.
Okay. All right. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Let's
Quickly, K-pop dances, right?
Oh, yeah. So kpopdances.com, every week they aggregate and list out the most popular covered songs from like different K-pop dance groups and whatnot from around the world. So coming in at number 10, it's NMIXX Dash. Number 9, Stray Kids, La 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 La. You know that one. And then number 8, G Idol, Wife, the best song by G Idol. And then we've got ITZY's Born to Be at number 6. VV's Maniac at number 5. That song is really popular. I think it's just because like everyone likes looking at everyone shaking their butts.
Mm-hmm. The butt dance.
Yeah. Which on that note, I would have expected Kiss of Life is Nobody Knows to be higher up on this list for that same reason.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so let's see, where am I? Number 5 is Yoja Idol Super Lady. Number 4, Baby Monster Batter Up. That song's still really popular. Number 3, La Seraphim Perfect Night. Number 2, ITZY Untouchable. And I think y'all already know what the number 1 answer is. Jason, you want to guess what the number 1 most covered K-pop song is this week?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, I would have guessed Kiss of Life, right? But it's not, right?
No, Kiss of Life, Nobody Knows is like way down there. Like only 9 groups covered it this week.
Really? Okay, so I'm coming in this blind. Just put it out there, right?
Okay.
So let me think. Okay. Most covered song this week.
Which girl group hasn't been mentioned?
Oh, so we're going off that, right?
Well,
God.
I think Michaela's just trying to give you a clue.
Oh man, Dimension, Mamamoo? I don't know. Yeah.
No, it's so Mamamoo not even on the map,
It's not even on the
unfortunately.
list.
But
Well, you said Dimension, so I gravitated towards it.
yeah, well, it is aespa Drama.
Still
Aespa's
maintaining
Drama?
the lead, though. But guys,
Aespa's
minutes
Drama?
before this, it was
Okay.
almost ITZY's Untouchable. Like, they just squeaked in an extra cover in the
Yes.
past
The difference.
hour.
So ITZY's Untouchable had 54 new covers, and then aespa Drama had 55 covers. So, I mean, they're basically right up there. Those two songs, they're pretty equal. Yeah.
That's really. I'm looking at it now. Like I didn't cheat. See, I just clicked on
yeah,
it after.
thanks for not cheating,
I guess
yeah.
no. I mean, So I'm looking at the list. So aespa's Drama. I wonder what the story, what the drama behind that is. Pun intended, right? But why it's like such a covered song?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Definitely whenever I work with like different dance teams here in the Bay Area, like they all know it, they ask for it even. But, I hate to say it, when I play it in the club, it's only dance teams who are dancing to it. Everyone else is just kind of like standing around. I don't know. It's a very kind of polarizing reaction to that song.
I would have thought Perfect Night would have been the most. That was another one I was going to guess.
Yeah, people really like Perfect Night.
Such a good song.
Yeah.
We'll see. So it's been holding it down for the past month or so. So we'll see.
Which song? Drama or?
Drama, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we? So hot issue or how you think? So this is where you got your soapbox to gush over that thing or share something that's a hot issue, like the 4-minute song. So Jason, what's your how you hot issue?
All right. So this is my hot issue these days, right?
I love it.
When it comes to international fans, right? It makes me, it
really grinds
my
your
teeth.
gears.
Yeah,
Yes.
it grinds my gears. It makes it, I wake up at night sweating thinking about this, okay? All right? Like, it pains me, all right? It really gets me, man. And
So this is your Roman Empire?
this is my Roman Empire. Like, this is my Greek Empire, my Roman Empire. Who else is Babylonian Empire? Whoever you want to bring, okay? So the thing I'm talking about, of course, is international fans using the term nugu groups, okay? This is something coming back from Korea last year, right? I don't understand, right? And I'll paint the story for you too, if I may.
You
Okay,
may.
So I may. Thank you. So I was at KCON. I think not this year. No, a couple years ago. Okay. And I don't know how I got into this, but there was a group of people, fans that I was talking to, like maybe 20 of them. Okay. And then they were talking, and then I guess this one girl didn't know about this other group, that this girl was talking about and said, "Oh, that's a Nugu group." And my ears just shot up like, wait, what? Yeah, it's a Nugu group. And I'm like, I have no clue what that means. Because I heard Nugu and I was like, oh, this person speaks Korean. And I heard group. And I was like, wait, what? Right? And they're like, oh, you know? I'm like, no, I don't. Please tell me, right? And from my understanding, my research of hearing this, right, that and it assaulted my ears, is that it's a group that's underrated, I guess, unknown but underrated. I think this is what I'm getting at from these international fans. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think that's a good like cultural definition and how we use it nowadays.
Yeah. So they're like, so after that experience, I was a bit scarred. Okay. I had to go to the hospital and they're like, hey,
I've got these pains in my side, and every time people say this word, it hurts.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh at your pain. But
It's tough. So I went to like a specialist, a doctor, right? And they're like, hey, what are you in pain for? Like it looks like you're all checked out. You work out and stuff. You look pretty good. Your vitals are good. I'm like, yeah, but I'm hurting in my heart. And he's like, what do you mean? And then I said, I heard this thing called Nugu groups, and the doctor was cringing. Oh, I don't have the prescription on me. We're gonna have to get that from Korea. Okay, so now I'm okay, but talking to you two again, it's bringing it up again. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry to reintroduce trauma into your life.
But I'm Peter and Michaela. I'm doing it for you two. I'm taking one for the team. Okay.
Thank you.
Here's why I think it's cringe. Right. So there's a couple of reasons. Right. So in the 11 years I lived in Korea, no one's ever used the word Nugu group. So the term Nugu, I see on Reddit and stuff, they go like, oh, this simply means who. Okay, they literally just translate it, or they, just go, it just means who. And I feel like, so when you use the word Nugu, like 누구세요, right? It can either go from neutral, like who are you, to 누구야, right?
Oh.
Like, who are you? Like you're a scrub, right? And that's obviously negative. And you don't even have to know Korean. You can just hear the inflection that I said it, right?
The ya part.
and it's very negative. Like, who are you? Like you're not worth my time, right? So neutral to like negative, right? So when I hear Nugu group, my mind, the way K-pop fans use it goes to negative, even though apparently it means underrated in international K-pop lingo or English lingo, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. It's a cultural thing where like in Korean, it can come off kind of pretty insulting, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Or neutral if you're just like, oh, 누구세요, Okay, the second thing is, here's the thing is, who qualifies as a Nugu group? Because it's like, oh, I've never heard of that group before. Okay, so is it? I'm serious, right? So is it the big four? I'm including Hive in that. Is that non-Nugu groups and anyone that doesn't come from the big four Nugu groups? So is IVE a Nugu group, right? I mean, obviously not. But is it a certain number of sales? Like, oh, you got to have 100,000 sales, for your albums. And if you don't, sorry, man, you're a Nugu group. I just don't know you, or you're underrated, right? So where does the Nugu group metric, where does it, fall into? Like, is it official? Because I see people using Nugu groups for a lot of different things. And they'll use Nugu groups for singers in Korea that are popping off, but they're not popular in the US. But they'll be like, oh, that's a Nugu group. I'm like, maybe to you, and that doesn't know Korean music in Korea, don't want to be that person, right?
Yeah.
But they're pretty, they're pretty popular. So that's another reason, like, what's the metric of Nugu groups? So between like the whole cultural thing of kind of using it wrong, or I don't think you know the cultural context of it, and the metrics, it got me waking up at night thinking about this a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you guys' takes? I like to know from you two. I'm very curious.
Well, dearest Jason, I kind of look at this in two ways.
Okay.
In one way, it kind of bugs me. Like if you were to look up the definition of the word literally,
Sure.
it means like two things at the same time that are opposite of each other. Because we keep using the word literally incorrectly, but because we've used it so incorrectly so often, the new incorrect definition is the correct definition. And I would go along and introduce the term hapa. Hapa was originally like a pejorative term, like a racial pejorative term for like, like
right.
mudbloods.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Or like, like mixed race kids growing up in Hawaii. And that community just decided to own it. And now it's no longer a pejorative term, even though it started off as one. So I think, in that same way, you can look at nugu as being like, well, certainly in Korea, it's a negatively charged assumption. But
Sure.
in the U.S. and Western, fan circles, we kind of use it to mean underrated group, however underrated is defined in the mind of that fan.
Okay.
But I share your pain, Jason, in that
It's a tough pain.
It hurts because I feel that what going along that theme of you keep using that word, but I don't think it means what you think it means. Along that line, people keep saying noise music in K-pop, and it's like, oh my God, that's not noise music. You're just referring to a banger, or anything that goes hard. And but they use the term noise music. When noise music, by definition is atonal, really avant-garde experimental stuff.
Sure.
Where you're trying to break the rules of music composition and structure. It's noise, right? It's not even music. It's noise, right? But when kids nowadays refer to noise music in K-pop, they're referring to stuff that still follows all the conventional rules of music composition and stuff, but it has really good bassy drops and stuff. So, yeah. Unfortunately, noise music is probably going to become the new definition of banger clanger for K-pop. But
Banger? Interesting. I didn't know this. Yeah.
If I could, represent Gen Z on the call here, as somebody
sure, please do.
who uses nugu, and to me, I again use it in that sense of from my perspective, especially as a US K-pop fan, a group that is not as well known, especially in the US, or at least maybe isn't as popular or as in Korea. Also, it's to me, when I hear nugu, it's for one, as an English speaker, it's a cute term. It sounds to me more endearing, even though I know maybe to a native Korean speaker it will sound more negative than it actually is. But Jason, I would turn it back to you then.
Yeah,
if
sure.
nugu is something you think should be phased out, what do you propose we use instead?
Right. So I in between my my nightmares, okay, and going to the doctors and thinking about this, right? Because I think about this all the time, okay. I was like, okay, no, that's a good question. What words should we use? Now, I'm not the official nugu anti-nugu eradicator, okay. That's not my role, right?
Got it.
But I did think of this, right? And I had to use all my brain power, right? Which is questionable how much I have, right? All of it.
Which is enough to power a small nation, probably.
It pretty much is, right? So, and then I used, instead of giving electricity to that small nation, I just thought about this problem, right?
Okay.
Okay. And here's what I came up with, right? So, a couple ones is, I posted it in the chat, but it's 조pon가 받는 group, right? I'm trying to say this very slowly, right? Or undervalued group, right? And that's kind of long, right? nugu group is just 2 syllables. So you can go, so do you know in Korean, they shorten everything? I don't know if you know this thing. So 종판가 받는 group, right? So you can shorten it to 조받 group. Right? So that's one thing. It's called, it literally means undervalued group. Yeah, or 숨은 복속 group, right? That's another one. 숨은 복속 group, right? Which means hidden gem group. And then you can narrow it down to
숨보구.
See, you get it. You get me, Michaela. See, that's what I'm saying, right? So it's probably not going to catch on because, nugu group sounds cool,
we just have
right?
to keep saying it all the time.
Yeah. The Sumbo group? It's oh man, he's trying to start the slang, right? Yeah. And I think, those are 2 words or 2 phrases that I would propose. I know they're long. It might not catch on, but yeah, I just, when I hear nugu group, I'm I don't.
Yeah. So instead of nugu group, you would say sumbo group or 조bat group.
Yeah, sobat group. Yeah, sobat group, right? Jobat group. Jobat group. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So those are just 2 of them. If any other Korean speakers want to, send comments our way, that'd be great. But I thought of this. Like I said, I used all my brain power to think of these two.
Okay. So if this becomes a trend, it started here, folks.
It started
with
on this podcast.
Jason's declaration on this podcast.
There we go. But yeah, I think I want to put this out there. Like, I don't hate anyone that uses Nugu Group. I'm not gonna I don't hate them. I just think it's
that's okay. I'll judge them on your behalf. I'll be judgmental.
Man, Peter, dang, Peter's like bad cop if I'm good cop. I don't know. So I explained this to Koreans the other day, and they're like, "Yeah, man, I'm with you, right? Well, why do international K-pop fans say that, right?" Then I went into the wilderness and found international K-pop fans. Okay. I don't know why we're all in the wilderness, but we were there, okay? And then I said the same thing. And they're like, I don't see the problem. Like, okay, I mean, that's cool, man. Like cool, right? That's all I said. Like, yeah, but I don't know. It's hard to explain culturally if you just use a one-to-one dictionary of Nugu just means who. I'm like, all right, if that's the case, all right, that's how you want to do it, okay, So, yeah. Yeah, those are my 2 words, Michaela and Peter, or 2 phrases.
Yeah, part of me thinks you maybe need a more, and this is me being the dumb American, Westerner bumbling into this conversation, but maybe something that's easy to pronounce for a non-Korean speaker.
I see.
Because that's one of the reasons why Nugu makes its way into at least the English-speaking K-pop fan lexicon
pronounce,
is because it's an easy word to pronounce, and then also it's one of those early Korean words you learn just from being exposed to Hallyu.
Right. I actually saw one thing when I was doing research for Nugu groups. I heard it came out in the late 2000s, right, by international fans as a put down in the beginning.
Ooh.
Right. That's what I heard. Right. And then I think Peter mentioned this, it gradually, language morphs, right? Or changes.
Yeah.
Right. So it gradually became, underrated, undervalued or unknown group over time. But it used to be a put down, especially among international fans in Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, maybe if you'll allow me to go off on a tangent off topic here, but
please do.
What are you familiar with the term goshu? Or what is it? The romanization is GOSU.
Yeah, expert or they
yeah,
use it, yeah, or a top player or yeah.
That's how I got it. We whenever I used to play StarCraft back in the day, we'd be like, oh, this is a total goshu move, and
Chobo? Chobo's the other one, right? Chobo?
Yeah, maybe that, but gosu is what we were using. And then we would just start using that for everything. If you were to we had a pro tip in filing our taxes, we'd be like, oh, that's a total gosu move. It would just extend to everything in our life.
That's actually kind of funny. Unlike Nugu, that's pretty funny. Because gosu, if you told me I was gosu in something, I'm like, oh, whoa, I'm top. I'm that. I'm sensei. I'm senpai, right?
Mm-hmm. Is it the word? Is it just gosu, or is that also an acronym for a phrase?
So no, it's not an acronym. Gosu, Peter, I guess, used to play StarCraft, right? He's in the StarCraft scene, and they use gosu a lot. Oh man, he's hella gosu, right? Or he's really gosu, he's one of the top players,
right?
Right. So when you say gosu, you're at the top of your whatever skill.
Okay, so it's itself
profession.
A slang word. It's not short for anything.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they use it in esports a lot too.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. That's gosu move, gosu hack. That's a pretty good one, actually.
All right. Well, let's move on.
All right. Sorry.
So should we maybe we should skip over the SM question?
Yeah, because we talked about this a little bit last episode, and I phrased this poorly, but you mentioned how expect SM not making it to the end of 2024 is something that you're expecting, Peter.
Yeah, I'm rooting for their demise. I don't know. Nothing on the groups,
but don't say that.
I don't know. I think they need to be reborn. And do K-pop concerts in the Bay Area. SM groups just don't want to do any tours in the Bay Area. One commenter said on the Bay Area K-pop census. I thought it was really funny.
So this is why this is their downfall.
Just because they didn't come to the San Francisco Bay Area for their tours. Yeah, that's the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know.
I as a SM stan, as I would call myself, I would hate to see that. And also just in the for me as somebody who's been a K-pop fan for over a decade, and SM, being such a powerful trendsetter over it's hard for me to imagine K-pop without SM.
Yeah, but just look at what happened with playlist groups, for example. 17 is rocking right now,
In Hybe.
Yeah, but see, maybe we can do the same thing with all these SM groups. They just need a better parent,
So if SM, we'll go through your theory, right? If SM crashes right this year, and all the groups, former SM groups now, right, they have no home. Would you prefer they go to Hybe or whatever company, YG or JYP or
not YG.
Starship? No, okay, well, you know what I mean. I guess the question is, would you prefer them being adopted by another agency rather than stay with SM?
I mean, realistically, it's got to be Hybe, right?
Okay, sure.
Who else would do it? And I think everyone would be happy. Hybe is going for monopolistic domination, pop music of the world, and what's consuming a few more pop groups.
Fair enough.
But I will say though, we did get their news about SM 3.0's plans for 2024. So we've got lots of albums, lots of solo comebacks, even the debuts of 2 new groups. The Japanese unit of NCT is debuting this year, and allegedly we're getting a British K-pop group from SM Entertainment, which
that's interesting.
Is really, yeah. And especially since we talked about last episode about Blitzers auditioning for America's Got Talent.
No, Britain's Got Talent.
Britain's Got Talent. So the company that they're working for with this collaboration, I believe they're called M&B Entertainment. They have specific ties to Britain's Got Talent, as the lead producer is responsible for the X Factor and Britain's Got Talent and a lot of these pop group shows.
Oh, so booking the talent on those programs.
Yeah,
stuff.
so it's really interesting seeing, again, especially with us talking about how K-pop companies have made these big shifts in the past 5 years away from the Chinese market to the US market to Europe, where this would take SM as far as their market in Britain, I guess.
Interesting.
Okay, let's move on. Is there anything else, Michaela?
My Hallyu thing is stupid.
No. Wait.
I'm curious now.
No, go ahead, Michaela.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, my quick Hallyu thing was just that I've been loving Jaejung's Chingu show on YouTube, aka Jaejung Needs a Friend. And he had Boys Next Door on, and just the pure joy and excitement that these teenage boys had when they saw that they were going to eat dino nuggets on that show just reminded me how young they were.
You don't need to be young to appreciate the magic of dino nuggets.
That's true.
Dino nuggets does not discriminate by age, Michaela. So I
know, but it was just the fact that on his show, he cooks for each individual artist or each individual guest that he has, and he does these nice gourmet things, or if he's doing a PPL, he'll incorporate the product into the thing. But his food choice for them was dino nuggets.
I'm not familiar with this. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
That is special. I appreciate it, Michaela.
Okay.
Cool. I like it.
All right.
Dino nuggets are life.
That's my Hallyu think for this week.
Okay. All right. Now let's move into Daebak or not. So this is where we'll go through we'll say the thing, and then each of us we can say whether we're a Daebak or not on that item in whichever way we choose to interpret it. But beware, I learned on our episode last week that just because I don't I use ballad for being a ballad, I got in a lot of trouble for that. So, yeah. I don't know. I thought our listeners were a little more grown up than that. But okay. So, all right. So let's go through this list. Michaela, by the way, I just wanted to say all these music videos that you put on this list for Daebak or not are I am living for it. Like you channeled my niche of like, or not niche, but like, all my favorites. So let's go. All right. So are you guys Daebak or not on I Chillin's Demigod? Okay, well, I'll go first.
Some hesitation.
Like, guys, this song is like day to the ultimate bach. Like, this song is like going for like 2024 like song of the year. I'm not even kidding. Like, this song is so good. It's by this new group. No, I'm just kidding.
I gotta go real quick. Take some medicine.
No, I'm just kidding. But this underappreciated gem of a group, I Chillin'. I wasn't familiar with them until you shared this video. But it's like,
they're new.
Like the beat, like right from the go, it gets me intrigued. And then you see this guy trying to like order chicken, and he's sweating, contemplating his decision, and then it just goes hard. Like the beat goes hard, and they're just getting very serious about making this like fried chicken. And like, they go all the way, it jumps the shark and like just how intense it is. And then at the end, like, honestly, I was kind of expecting the guy eating the fried chicken to like have his like face melt or something, because like, he had
right.
like, it is beyond like human ability to like comprehend like the face of God or something like that. That's what I thought we were going to get, because the song is called Demigod, but it is so good. I love this song. I love this music video. I love everything about it. Like, just, like pick a
I can add no more to
Daebak.
that.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is Daebak for me as well.
It's definitely Daebak for me. Peter, you said everything that probably Michaela and I wanted to say. So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just said it
it's
for
really
you.
good. It's a really good song.
You guys were just too embarrassed to admit that you this.
If a song, Peter, I'm not afraid of the K-pop netizens or haters, right? If I don't like a song, I'll say it, man.
Okay.
But I Chillin', man. Good times. Underappreciated, a gem of a group.
Yeah. All right. Are you guys Daebak or not on P1 Harmony's Killing It?
Oh, Daebak.
Yeah.
100% Daebak.
I would Daebak this song.
Yeah, I think this song is definitely Daebak. Like P1 Harmony has a lot of like DJ friendly like K-pop club night songs. This goes right along with that vibe and that theme. My only request is I just wish that, I don't know, in like the mastering or the song production, like it had a bit more bassy. Like it's like 95% there, but like it just needs a little bit more of that like lower frequency presence to go even harder. But it's pretty good. They killed it.
Yeah, I'm so happy that the stylist finally didn't give my baby Sewol the short end of the stick and gave him good hair, because they just kept it simple. He just has like, it's just dyed and it's long. They didn't try to like fry it or put it in like 1,000 ponytails. It's great. I love it. Keep doing this, P1 Harmony. We're on the right track.
Yeah, they have some fun hats in the music video too.
Yeah, I always, when I hear P1 Harmony songs, I always feel they're consistent. They have a unique sound, and I'm like, all right, cool. Stick with that sound. It's a banger. So I mean, it's Daebak for me.
Although, I don't know, at the risk of getting in trouble, sorry, like I should have quit while I was ahead, but now I'm going to say something to make everyone hate me again. You know what this kind of reminds me of? Stray Kids. Like, it comes pretty close to Stray Kids territory. It's not quite there, because to be Stray Kids, it needs a harder, like, electro drop, but like, it comes close to being Stray Kids territory.
And I could see that. I feel like maybe one of those things. I feel like the rap verses in this one are more highlighted than I think they've been, or they've definitely tried newer flows than we've heard before. And I think some of like the flows that Hyo Seop has in this one are similar to some of the rappers in Stray Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so TLDR, we're all Daebak onto this, right?
Yes, all Daebak.
Okay, cool.
All Daebak.
All right. I just love this next one. Okay. Are you guys Daebak or not on Young Posse's Young Posse Up? Featuring Verbal Jin, NSW Yoon, and Token.
Daebak, but I am just so confused.
What is there to be confused about, Michaela?
This is the weirdest weirdest K lineup in K-hip hop history, I think, or at least recent history, because we've got Young Posse, new girl group, and then we have Verbal Gents, like one of I think it's fair to say he's like the OG, the godfather of like modern Korean rap flow. Then we have a like super new guy, NSW Yoon, like, and then some random dude from Boston called Token.
Hey, Boston represent.
Who I thought was a Gilpo when I first watched. Then finally watched the music video. Found out he's just a white dude. But it was such an interesting group of people. But I love it.
Oh,
like,
same.
As a song, it's great. Like it's a very much like less hooky, more cipher heavy kind of song. But it's great.
Yeah. Mm. When I was first watching this, I was like, are they in on it? Like, are they really, like, are they making a joke here and then just like fully committed to the joke, and then the joke is better than what they're making fun of now, like, or satirizing? Or
what is the joke, Peter, is my question.
Yeah,
like,
so that was my first reaction, right? But where I'm at with it now is like, there are artificial barriers that we've set for ourselves as like, consumers of music and K-pop, K-hip hop, right? Like there are things like, oh, well, you want to put that with this because like, that belongs to a different territory, different group, or like, if you, throw in this, like, this guy from Boston, like, that's going to come off as being like, fetishizing or I don't know, just being weird. Like, in, what is it? Like, Jungkook in 3D with Jack Harlow. But like,
I would say his verse in this one is 1,000 times better than whatever Jack Harlow tried to do.
Yeah, I agree. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like, they are uninhibited by these like cultural baggage or barriers. They're like, what's going to make a good song? And it's like, let's do it. And it's like macaroni and cheese. Okay, like, and then like, and then like just going back and forth with like the what is it, the director, and it's like, okay, here's what I'm imagining, and then it's like, yeah, like let's do it, and I think it's the same thing here with Young Posse Up. It's just like, man, we've got some like Y2K aesthetics in here. We've got like Gengar Pokemon. We've got like mad lyrical flows. We've got like dancing in a shipyard. We need to get someone from like this K-hip hop scene and just put it together, because that would be a dope song. And it's like, they're just uninhibited by any of those things. Like, we're going to make the best song we can make. It doesn't matter what it looks like, where it comes from, because this is what we think is great. So I just love it.
Yeah, just to add on to that, like they're, how do you say, like, they're uninhibited by barriers, right? You get you got Young Posse. They lean into the hip hop angle a lot. I saw Verbal Gent, and what Michaela said, he's very OG, right? Yeah. So I was a very like, when I used to like work in Korea, I actually covered hip hop for 2 years before K-pop. So I'm very biased towards hip hop, Korean hip hop. So I saw Verbal Gent, I'm like, okay. Now I didn't know who Token was, right?
Yeah, he's
right, but I guess he's from Boston, right? But yeah, like I love the song. It was so good. I like the music video. Like you said, they were in crates, I guess, like shipyard crates, I guess, right? And the Y2K feel, Daebak for me.
Yeah, I want to drop this. I've got a gig this Saturday. I'm going to try playing it there. And
you're putting it in there? Young Posse? All right.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Macaroni and cheese was like a slow cultural acceptance. Like, we're now at the point where I'm seeing at least dance teams here in the Bay Area covering it. So like, I think, we've accepted it. We like it. But yeah, this song, I'm really optimistic for their future. Like, I really dig this. I think it threatens XG even.
Ooh, interesting.
For their slice. I mean, like, you can play both groups, of course, but like,
of course, yeah.
I would, okay. I feel like they're it's hard to compare them, because especially with this song where like every member of Young Posse gets a rap verse, it really feels like they're trying to carve this lane that we really haven't seen in K-pop, where you have like what BTS tried to do originally was like have a hip hop rap forward group that is not just doing it as an addition to everything else, but actually taking it seriously and making it the forefront of like their sound and their talent. That, I don't know, makes and this song so much more interesting that this is what they've come out with after Macaroni and Cheese.
This is a better song than Macaroni and Cheese. Macaroni and Cheese was good, but this song is like way better.
Yeah.
This song is lit, fam. Like, I don't know. Elder Millennial trying to be...
Young Posse up, Daebak.
Definitely Daebak.
Yeah, Day to the Bach.
Day to the Bach.
Okay. Are you guys Daebak or not on 10's performance film?
Daebak.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
Just have to say 10. Just 10 Daebak. 10 is Daebak.
She was fast on the draw there, man.
haven't even listened to the album. Don't need to. No, it's Daebak.
Fair enough.
Jason, what do you think?
No, I liked it too. It has some slow, nice R&B-ish sounds in the video. I like the dancing a lot in the video. Really cool. So I go with Daebak as well. There we go.
Yeah. Truthfully, I wasn't even thinking about the music too much when I was looking at these, both the performance film and the track video. I was thinking more about like the dancing and the concept. And like, this is like, oh man, this guy's threatening like Lee Tae-min, for dancing chops here. I think it's very Daebak. It's just very sensual, very sexy, sultry.
And English forward, which is a lane that Taemin isn't in.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. I hate to hold that against him, hold that against Taemin, but yeah, it definitely helps 10 here. You know what I really want to see, y'all? Like, I want to see, like, when people cover this song, they can't just be like one member. No, you've got to have like all these like female, like, a dozen like female backup dancers with you.
Oh yeah.
Or not backup, dancers with you, because like they dance together, So like, you've got to have that effect to pull this choreography really off. You kind of need a bigger group to do it all together. And that would be sexy. That'd be fun. Okay, so we're all Daebak on it. Okay. Are you guys Daebak or not on LALISA opening her company Loud? Sorry, I had to. Sorry. So she opened her own management company, LLOUD, or Loud is I'm guessing how you pronounce it.
Yeah, no, it's Daebak.
It's Daebak. Like, I always support artists that do their own ventures after being in K-pop for a while, right? So, because now it gives a lot more balance to Blackpink, right? So YG signed Blackpink, I believe, the only group activities, right?
Yes.
But individual activities, all theirs, right? So like, I think Jennie made her own company as well. So having each individual member now control their own fate, that's outside the group activities, I think it's great. It sets them up independently. I'm all for it. Daebak.
I'm just Daebak on the name. I just want to get to see like Lisa, Loud. Like, I just want it to be like dropped into like everything coming out of her solo efforts. I just want to see like the La or La.
You want her to add
everything.
the La into her name, like LALISA.
Well, that is her name.
No, it is, but you just want to put the LA in front of everything. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
pretty funny.
In front of things that like it doesn't even make sense to add it in front of. Like, I just want that to happen. I'm manifesting that.
Like La Kimchi or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like it's better now because it's LALISA like kimchi, or LALISA la soju.
Hey, I'll buy it.
You're not the only one.
Yeah. See, she's got buying power to her name and brand. She needs to capitalize on it. Okay, so we're all Daebak on that. Are you guys Daebak or not on, or Michaela, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, so Ahn Hyo Seop, the actor and former JYP trainee, has officially filed a lawsuit against former trainee Han So-hee for defamation and a lot of other things for these chats that she had shared of basically talking about sex and other things.
Oh man, yeah, I saw this on Naver. Yeah,
and so for if you've been following K-pop for the past 5 years, you've probably heard of trainee Han So-hee, who was very tied to a lot of the past scandals involving people like Top and Wonho from Monsta X and BI because of their ties and drug allegations and things like that. So I'll be straight up. I hope she goes to jail. Like, I hope this sticks because she has been a menace in the scene for too long.
Yeah, so I think she was also involved in the Burning Sun scandal, I think, right? Was she?
Yeah, but I didn't have time to check up on what was actually...
I'm shooting there, right? So, but like the other ones that you mentioned,
I believe it. I believe it with everything that she's done.
So from reading from what, how do I say, like Korean websites. So at first she was known as like a whistleblower, like, oh, you know, she's exposing like the evils, right?
Yeah.
But then I think somewhere along the line, because I don't keep up with her, right, is that she started just like ratting out people, like you said, like showing like, you know, private text messages. It's like, dude, that's pretty bad, right? And defamation is a huge thing in Korea, right? So how do I explain it? So even if you say something 100% true, right, a company can still sue you for defamation, right? So I think with is it Han So-hee, right? She's she's just posting like private messages and it hits like, you know, like this actor's you know, how do I say, marketability, right? In his image, his character, right? So you know, if she has a track record where she does of exposing, or quote unquote exposing, but like leaking out private conversations with celebrities just to defame them, then I am totally, is it Daebak? Like Daebak in
Justice being done.
Getting hit with a lawsuit, right?
Yeah, that's what I am Daebaking.
Okay, Daebak. Okay, I was like, is it Daebak?
The law coming down on her.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to Daebak or not that one. You guys tell me what should my...
tell you how to feel, Peter?
Yeah, tell me how to feel on this
it's one. It's up to you. I don't know. Yeah, like, man, these text messages though, I'm just reading them. Oof.
Yeah, I think if you're a not on this, how do I even? I don't. It would only be for like what you mentioned, Jason, like her being this force for women speaking out about possibly trash men, but Daebak in the fact that especially if a lot of the stuff that she is doing isn't true, or at least not in ways that should harm a person's reputation, I think it's a Daebak.
So even looking at the link that you click, you sent, you know, for this article, right, where I'm looking at the text messages between actor Ahn Hyo Seop and Han So-hee, right? So it's very like, how do I say, like the cultural nuance is that Han So-hee is speaking to her at first like very politely, right? But then Han So-hee's kind of forceful. And then I don't know how much cursing you can say on the show or how explicit you get. But
we mark each episode as explicit, so go ahead.
Okay, so she basically was like, hey, do you want to have sex with me? Right?
Yeah.
Han So-hee, and he's like, what? Right? He's like, what? And then later he's like, Ahn So-hee is like, why are you switched, how do I say, you switched a flip. You basically switched 180 to like being like normal to like being kind of scary or like threatening kind of. I just reading this message, like how does it translate here? Oh, interesting. That's the translation that they say. Okay, yeah, it's basically the same thing, right? So, yikes. Yeah, she's, I don't know. But just even the tone of her formality is not even there. And I take that very seriously.
Yeah, that's good.
Hyo Seop is pretty professional until he's like, dude, who is this lady, man? So I hope his reputation doesn't get hit, because that Korea, oof. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to maintain a career when your image gets hit, as you guys know, as huge like K-pop connoisseurs, right?
Yeah, I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, no worries. I was just kind of shocked, and I saw this a couple days ago. That's why I guess I can comment. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll do whatever Michaela tells me to do. So, what Michaela? What am I Daebak or not?
It's Daebak, Peter.
Oh, it's Daebak then. Okay. All right. So I wanted to add this next item in. I just got an alert on my phone.
Okay.
And I figure we need to add it. So, LALISA La joins.
Oh wow, you really are adding Molly.
La White Lotus last season 3. So yeah, I'm optimistic for this one because like unlike Bandmate Jenny, joining just a misogynistic show that pretended to try to say more feminist smart things was just misogynistic all around. White Lotus is actually kind of a brilliant show. I really like the first 2 seasons of White Lotus. So I'm very Daebak on LALISA during last season 3 of White Lotus.
Season 3. I think I have to take Peter's stance of the last topic we talked about. I'm just reading the article now, so I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, this is like fresh off the press.
Okay, so I have no opinion. So one of you guys can tell me if it's Daebak or not.
Yeah, it's Daebak.
Okay. It's La Daebak. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna say it's Lanat. Because I feel like what we're imagining her character to be is probably not going to be what it's going to be ending up as.
Oh, because she's not.
Yes, it's cool.
She's not going to be a major character, right? Like, just given,
I'm still Lanat for the fact that I don't think it's going to be a great character, even though I want it to be.
And you think it might be like a tokenized massage?
That's what I'm expecting.
Like
my bar is like very
thing.
low. Because she's LALISA. She doesn't need to be in White Lotus, but she's choosing to be for her career, though I don't think it's going to be a great first project for her, at least as far as like an acting in a Western TV show.
But of all shows, White Lotus is a pretty good one.
It's a great show.
I'm going to be watching no matter what.
Oh yeah, I will be tuned as well to see. Popcorn in hand with paprika.
Oh, yeah. People don't know. We before this episode, I started making some popcorn, and I was telling Michaela how seasoning it, and I put some paprika in, which my kids don't like because it has flavor. It's like, Dad, this has flavor. Ugh.
Carson, why?
But your kids only eat popcorn like if it's, I guess, plain or with butter? Or?
Well, I don't know. I think it's just their way of saying like things that are spicy have flavor and whatnot. So like, Dad, there's flavor in this. Anyway, okay.
I think that wraps it up for this episode.
Wait, are we going to do these last 2 items on here or no?
We could. It depends up to you.
Let's do it like super fast. Okay, are you guys back or not on 88 Rising, announcing inaugural Moonrise Gala honoring Jackson Wang and Nikki Amore?
Daewak, I feel like I manifested it on my when I was talking with Ashley about Jackson's performing recently, and I'm hoping it's going to be the first performance after we get the part 2 of his album.
I'm definitely Daebak. Anything that supports Asian Americans I know Jackson Wang is an Asian American, right? But like Asians in America, I'm all for it.
Asians in entertainment in America, yeah.
In America, yeah, sure we go. Yeah, so I'm Daebak.
Yeah, same. Even though 88 Rising didn't do Changha well. But yeah, I'm still Daebak on the spirit of the gala. Okay, are you guys Daebak or not on President Yoon pardoning figures who spied on Sewol families and created a blacklist of left-leaning cultural figures?
This is really heated, actually. This could get heated.
From a international American fan, this is a hard...
all the things that like make all the international fans angry with us. Like, let's go.
This is a hard not for me. The fact that these people are being pardoned for destroying people's careers.
Mm-hmm.
What it's like, for an analogy, it's like pardoning everyone on January 6th, right? Like,
somewhat, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. So, it's interesting. Whenever you're finished, Michaela, first, real quick.
No, go ahead, Jason. All yours.
So I was reading a bit into this too. And Yoon is the president, right? So so Yoon is the president, and I believe he's. I'm not too familiar with Korean politics because it's really confusing. But I believe he's conservative, right?
It's especially more conservative than the last president.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was that he pardoned 2 people surnamed Kim that were part of the Sewol thing, right? And when he first got into office, right, he was actually convicting a lot of the people in the Sewol family, that were in charge or had jurisdiction of the Sewol incident, right? That were conservative. And a lot of the people on the left side, I guess I'll speak from the US, the left side, were like applauding him, saying like, hey, that's cool that you can call out your own party if they did something wrong, which in this case is the Sewol incident and not
the Sewol part of it.
Right. So now we come up to this year where he's pardoning a lot of these figures, right? And it's like, for him, what a lot of Koreans are thinking is like, okay, well, he wants to be reelected, or not reelected, but like, because you can't get, he wants to like, gain favor with them for future businesses, right? Like these people, these powerful politicians that were once in jail or punished, right? So if I pardon these people, then they'll hook me up later, right? So a lot of Koreans are like, oh, well, you're just trying to get future favor or curry from them, right? So that's why you're pardoning them. But you used to like call out people on your own party as well, regardless, because they committed a big crime, right? So a lot of Koreans are like, this is corruption. This is horrible, right? And it goes back to the president Park Geun-hye back when the Sewol incident happened, right?
Yeah.
And she got pardoned, right? And a lot of Koreans didn't like that either, because it was like, dude, it must be nice to be the daughter of Park Chung-hee, which is her dad, right? Which is the president in the 60s and 70s, and like just get off from the biggest natural disaster. I mean, not natural, but the biggest how do we say like disaster, like vehicle disaster that happened in Korean history. So I guess I'm not Daebak or no on this because it feels pretty slimy. The
Sewol ferry for people who don't know was a ferry that was traveling. I forget exactly which bay it was in. Was carrying hundreds of teenagers who were just on a school trip. And ended up capsizing, and a majority of the children lost their lives. Right.
And yeah, it's really unfortunate, right? I believe it happened in 2014, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate that I guess a lot of these people that were in charge or had jurisdiction over it are now being, pardoned, So, yeah, lots of corruption in Korean government. A lot. It's like, oh my God, really?
We're barely scratching the surface.
Yeah, very scratching the surface. That's why it's like it can get heated. That's why I'm trying to do like the very surface level.
Yeah.
And saying that I'm not a Korean politics and aficionado at all, but that's from what I've read.
Yeah, I think it's always interesting. Like back when we first heard about the SM forceful takeover, a lot of Western K-pop fans thought Lee Soo-man was kind of crazy and silly. And then like the domestic Korean response was like, you owe your allegiance to Lee Soo-man. Why are you doing this? And so it's just, interesting how these like cultural paradigms really change the lens of how you like view these issues. So,
right.
Yeah, I don't know enough to weigh on this, but certainly from reading this, what's the name of this publication? Han
Korea. Yeah. So
yeah,
it's Han. Oh yeah, Han Korea. Yeah. So I guess like in the U.S. as well, right? Depending on which newspaper or like TV station, right? It I guess leans left, right, or moderate. So Han Korea is very conservative, right? Which wherever your take is, right? Not to get into politics, right?
Yeah, so, but it's like the Wall Street Journal, sort of like editorial, political leaning, I guess is maybe what you would say.
I guess so, yeah. So like I've known people, they're like, oh, I read the Han Korea, and then some people would eye them, and I'm like, wait, why is that bad? It's like, oh, that guy's like hardcore conservative. I'm like, oh, right, or whatever, right? And it's like okay, but yeah. So,
which is interesting because, like, I mean, I guess reading and I'm reading the English translation version of the article, but like reading this, like, I do not have a positive look on this.
Sure, and yeah,
it's like very fascist, like behavior, honestly. So, for sure,
yeah, it really depends. Korean like where you get your sources from in Korea for Korean media. So Korean media is it's crazy. It's like similar to the U.S. but different. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not on just everything going on here, and it's like you discover like a rat or a mouse in your building, and then you find out like, well, just because you see one, there's like 10 more. hiding. I feel like there's like a lot we don't know about. This is just the one that got covered.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Michaela, I assume you're not?
Yes, I am a not on all of this.
Okay. Cool. That's it for the episode. We made it to the end.
Ending our Valentine's Day love episode on a high note.
Yeah. Stuff to get us more angry listener comments.
I apologize.
No.
No, Jason, everything was
Like,
great.
Yeah. I think we've said it before. Like, we are all willing to change our minds on things, come what may, right? Like, in light of like new arguments, evidence, right? Like,
That's true. That's true.
It's not like I'm going to hold my position one way and like double down on it no matter what. Like, I view that as being intellectually immature, but like, so yeah, I guess in everything that we've said on this episode and in other episodes and everything on this podcast, I just asked for permission to change my mind later. Know that I'm just not, doesn't mean I have to always feel one way just because I said it one time.
But anyway, wrapping up, let our listeners know where they can find you on socials and promote whatever you got. So, Jason.
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you, too, for having me on the podcast.
Come on back anytime, Jason. I love
it's an honor.
like all this like Korean, like...
honor. It's a law honor.
La honor?
LALISA, right? Law honor, right? To be here.
The highest form of honor and praise.
You just add LA, right? So, so I guess the only thing I will promote is my YouTube channel, which is Kpopcast. And it's for the audience is aimed towards intellectuals, right? That want to learn.
Intellectuals, okay.
Intellectuals that want to learn about the business side, the trends, and the history of K-pop from a person that worked in the industry for 11 years and is still doing it today in the US. So if you guys like intellectual K-pop stuff, hope to see you there. At
K-pop as an intellectual.
Yeah, K-pop as an intellectual.
Peter?
I'm at DJ Peter Lowe. Come to my gigs if you're in the Bay Area. Check out the Bay Area K-pop census, by the way. We just published that recently. So, yeah, DJ Peter Lowe.
And I'm at Michaela JK Pop on all things, but you could also tweet or find all of us at the Kpopcast.
Wait.
Okay.
Do we even want to plug that? Because we're not active on those things. Should we just say, like, join us in the Slack? Oh,
right,
yeah, especially if you disagree. And then, like, see the other listeners call you out on your shit when you say something that's, like, nonsensical. I'm sorry. But, yeah. Okay. So the Slack. We've got a link to the Slack in the episode description, so you can click on that.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Follow ladies, I want ladies, super ladies, 하나 둘 셋, 너 언젠가 세상